The Wireless Festival has been cancelled after its headline act, Kanye West, was banned from entering the UK for his previous anti-Semitic remarks.
Britain did not send a warning, it sent a rejection stamp. On April 7, 2026, the UK Home Office blocked Kanye West from entering the country on the grounds that his presence would not be conducive to the public good. Within hours, Wireless Festival, one of Britain's biggest music events, for which West had been announced as the sole headliner across all 3 days, was cancelled entirely. Refunds are being issued, sponsors had already fled. The Prime Minister had already spoken, and the question now sitting over the entire story is one that the music industry has been avoiding for years. At what point does a pattern of behavior become something that cannot be platformed, forgiven, or explained away? This video covers exactly how this moment arrived, what Britain actually did about it, and what it means for an artist whose career keeps surviving things that would have ended anyone else's. Pay close attention to the final section, because the apology West published before all of this happened makes the outcome even harder to look away from. To understand what Britain just decided, the timeline of what led to it needs to be laid out plainly. Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, was announced as the headliner for the 2026 Wireless Festival, scheduled for July 10th through 12th at Finsbury Park in North London. Wireless is one of the UK's major festivals of black music. Drake headlined all 3 days of the 2025 event. The booking of West was, from the moment it was announced, met with immediate and organized opposition. The opposition was not coming from anonymous corners of the internet. It was coming from the top of British public life. Prime Minister Keir Starmer described the prospect of West headlining as deeply concerning and said anti-Semitism, any form, is abhorrent and must be confronted firmly wherever it appears. London Mayor Sadiq Khan added his voice to those calling on the festival to reverse the decision. Jewish community organizations, including the Board of Deputies of British Jews, issued statements calling on the festival to drop West and accusing the organizers of profiteering from racism. The campaign against anti-Semitism called on the Home Office directly to use its existing powers to ban West from entering the country, noting that the government has the legal authority to deny entry to any non-citizen whose presence would not be conducive to the public good. Sponsors read the room faster than the festival did. Pepsi, the main sponsor of Wireless, withdrew within days of the announcement. Diageo, whose brands included Guinness, Smirnoff, and Captain Morgan, pulled out as well. PayPal followed. The financial architecture supporting the event was dismantling itself in real time, while the festival's managing director, Melvin Ben, was publicly defending the booking. Ben's defense deserves to be examined directly because it captures exactly the argument the industry keeps reaching for when it cannot bring itself to make a different decision. He said forgiveness and giving people a second chance are becoming a lost virtue. He pointed out that West's music was already playing on British radio and streaming platforms. He argued the festival was not providing a platform for West's views, but for his music. These are not new arguments. They are the same arguments that have been made every time the industry has chosen to continue working with West since 2022. What is the record those arguments are defending? West made overtly anti-Semitic statements publicly beginning in 2022, a pattern that accelerated rather than subsided over the years that followed. In 2022, Adidas, Balenciaga, Gap, and TJ Maxx all severed ties with him over anti-Semitic remarks and his wearing of a shirt bearing the slogan White Lives Matter. He was suspended from X for violating rules on inciting violence. In 2025, he sold merchandise bearing a swastika. He released a song called Heil Hitler that sampled and praised Adolf Hitler, a song that was condemned and banned across multiple platforms. Australia cancelled his visa after that release. He had been denied entry to Australia before the UK ban was even discussed. Earlier in 2026, West took out a full-page advertisement in the Wall Street Journal apologizing for his past statements and attributing them to the effects of his bipolar I diagnosis. The apology came alongside the release of a new album called Bully and the announcement of several high-profile concerts, including the Wireless headliner slot. The Wall Street Journal ad was interpreted by some as a genuine attempt at accountability and by others as a calculated move to clear the path for a commercial comeback. The Wireless booking came after the apology. The sponsors pulled out after the booking. The Prime Minister expressed concern after the sponsors pulled out. The Home Office acted after the Prime Minister spoke. On Monday, April 6th, West applied for an electronic travel authorization, the document required for non-visa nationals to enter the UK. The application was made the day before the ban was announced, suggesting his team believed the ETA would be processed without issue. It was not. The Home Office rejected it on Tuesday, April 7th on the grounds that his presence would not be conducive to the public good. The language is the standard statutory formulation used when the UK government bars entry to someone whose presence is deemed contrary to the national interest. It is the same legal basis used to deny entry to individuals with criminal records, those with connections to extremism, and others considered a risk to public order or community safety. On the same day the ban was announced, West released a statement saying he acknowledged that words alone are not enough and that he hoped to be given the opportunity to begin a conversation with the Jewish community in the UK. The statement came hours after the Home Office had already made its decision. The timing was not a coincidence. It was an attempt to respond to the mounting pressure before the official announcement arrived. It did not change the outcome. Within hours of the Home Office announcement, Festival Republic confirmed that the 2026 Wireless Festival was cancelled in its entirety. All ticket holders will receive automatic full refunds. The statement from the festival acknowledged that anti-Semitism in all its forms is abhorrent, a phrase that raises questions about why the booking was made in the first place. The festival also noted that multiple stakeholders were consulted in advance and that no concerns were highlighted at the time, a claim that is difficult to reconcile with the fact that West had already been denied entry to Australia and had already released a song called Heil Hitler before the Wireless booking was confirmed. West had been denied entry to one English-speaking country before the UK. He had been dropped by some of the largest companies in the world. If this gave you the full picture behind the headline, hit like and subscribe. Share it with someone who only saw the breaking news.